Hey y'all, what's up and welcome back to It's the Bree Show. And so in this video I just want to talk a little bit about cancers and the cancer energy, okay? So this is something that I know, like, I've seen a lot of people, especially like females, complain about, especially like with the cancer male, you know. So like people, so I've seen and I've learned, like, okay, a lot of, these people's complaints, right, would be about cancer is spoiled or a crybaby, this and this and that, basically, like, the cancer can't ever see any of its wrongs, right? This cancer male can't ever see any of his wrongs, or whatever, right? Like, almost like you feel like, or this is you, right? And you you had a cancer in your life like this, right? You felt like, all you had to take care of the cancer, you know what I'm saying? Like, or all of the, the cancer was just like a child, you know what I'm saying? Or all of, it's their responsibilities is like it fell on you, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Are they family members? So I'm gonna tell you this, right? And I'm gonna put y'all up on some game. So a lot of times, and you see this again with a lot of cancer males, but cancer females are males. So let me tell y'all, okay, a lot of it has to do with how they grew up and really directly their family, because y'all know cancer rules the family, cancer rules home, the roots, okay? So a lot of it has to do directly with how the cancer grew up, how the cancer was raised. A lot of times, okay, if a cancer was very spoiled or coddled, okay, to the point where nobody around them, nobody in their family, and even if, they weren't necessarily raised by their parents, whoever they may have been raised by or grew up around, right? If they never and even if it wasn't necessarily they were just spoiled, but maybe even just because this cancer could even be been raised in a foster home, you know what I'm saying? Adopted. But even within that family, you know what I'm saying? Or they school teachers or whoever, you know what I'm saying? These adults or these people that kind of, grew around them or groomed these cancers mindsets. A lot of times if they didn't have anyone around them to tell them, hey, you need to do shit on your own, you know what I'm saying? You need to take care of your own responsibilities. If they didn't have anybody around them to really show them or to teach them how to take care of themselves, and how to take care of their because cancer is all about care, taking care, right? But if it's not instilled in a cancer to take care of themselves, then as the cancer gets older, it's never, it's not going to be important, you know what I'm saying? Taking care of itself is going to become your response. It's going to become everybody else's responsibility to the cancer besides the cancer, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's going to be important to the cancer is making sure the people around them take care of them, or even if it's just on an emotional or mental level, you know what I'm saying? Everybody around the cancer or whoever the cancer is dating or dealing with, it's going to be up to them to take care of the cancer's emotional burdens, you know what I'm saying? Or mental burdens and mental burdens, whatever that cancer might be going through, right? Okay, so this is the main thing, okay? And just what I've noticed with a lot of the cancer, more so females that I've met, okay, who were very immature or just very childish, and I can see a lot of the things what people be talking about, right? I can definitely say it has a lot to do with the foundation. It has a lot, because that's what cancer rules, the foundation as well. Again, the home, the root. So it has a lot to do with the Cancer's foundation. Now, let's say this Cancer, okay, so for example, right, I said if the Cancer was very spoiled, very coddled. Okay, for example, look at Khloe Kardashian, right? She is a Cancer. Look at her family, her siblings, her mom, Bruce. She's a Scorpio, okay? Khloe probably grew up very, very, very spoiled. Not only that, she probably grew up being told, you know, hey, you can pretty much do whatever you want, have whatever you want, and really with not too many consequences. A lot of her responsibilities probably became her parents' responsibilities. And I can say, especially as a Scorpio parent, okay, they're very good with taking on challenges. They're very good with taking on responsibilities. Okay? And especially if you are, especially as a Cancer, right? A lot of times you can be looked at, you know, in the family as, you know, just kind of like a child. Even if you aren't necessarily the youngest, you might be looked at as kind of like the child, you know what I'm saying? Or just naturally people just, you know, might kind of want to coddle you or spoil you within in your family. Okay, but especially if you come from a family like that, your foundation, okay, who already high status, you know, a lot of money, all of these things, then it might be responsibility, discipline, all that, which is Cancer's opposite, Capricorn. Excuse me. It may not be too much of a factor, right? So you can meet those type of Cancers who grew up very spoiled, and everybody around them, you know, probably literally took care of them or took care of their responsibilities, took care of the shit that they should have been taught to deal with on their own, even down to their own personal insecurities. Okay, a lot of this shit, if a Cancer again was not taught, okay, or just within their own personal experiences in their lives, if they didn't go through experiences, you know, where they learned that shit at an early age, then as the Cancer gets older, that's where you'll meet Cancers like that, you know, who don't know how to take accountability, who don't know how to take responsibility, you know what I'm saying, who just seem very childish, very immature. Okay, so it's a lot of times it could either be that, you know, and the Cancers who come from very like spoiled like families and stuff, or it can be, you know, again, like I said, you could have grew up in foster care, could have got adopted, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, let's say you didn't have so much of a luxury or spoiled life, right? This Cancer didn't, right? Okay. Well, either way, you know, a Cancer, again, even if, let's say, the Cancer was wild, let's say the Cancer, they may not have had much of a family foundation. So they learn from the world, they learn from other people, they learn from relationships. But within those experiences, within those lessons, let's say it was similar shit. They didn't have nobody to tell them from they left or right, from they, you know, from they wrong and right. They didn't have nobody around to give them that guidance. They didn't have nobody around to really teach them what it means to take accountability and responsibility for your own emotions. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have nobody to teach them, or they didn't really learn, you know, hey, it's not everybody's fault for your feelings. You know what I'm saying? You can't blame everybody else for the way that you feel. You have to learn how to deal with it and then be able to relate it to other people. They probably didn't have that, or they probably didn't go through those experiences yet where life taught they ass that. That might be something that they would have to learn once they get a little bit older. Now, it'll either be through karma, through their kids, and their kids will be a karmic lesson to them, okay, or through their relationships as they get older, or just you know, through their own, you know, personal status, you know what I'm saying, or just how they relate to the world. they'll learn one way or another. You know, but that's just to give some game with that. You know, if you are this Cancer, or if you dealt with one, okay, a lot of times, you know, if you were dealing with a Cancer that was very immature, okay, again, like I said, or just don't know how to take accountability or responsibility for their own emotional burdens, and they put that shit on you, okay, are just kind of childish and immature Cancer, okay, 9 times out of 10, that Cancer either grew up very spoiled and they didn't have anyone around them, because a Cancer can still be spoiled. Because like me, I can admit I grew up kind of spoiled. Now, not Khloe Kardashian spoiled, but I grew up kind of spoiled because I am an Aries moon. I got Leo aspects. I am the baby, and stuff like that. But also too, I grew up spending a lot of time by myself. I grew up on my own for a while. You know what I'm saying? I learned a lot of shit on my own, by myself. I wasn't too close to any of my siblings or my family members or my cousins and stuff like that. You know, I grew up more, for the most part, on my own. I went through a lot of shit by myself. Not only that, my mom is a Capricorn. I had no really other choice but to learn how to take care of myself, but to learn how to deal with my own shit, especially as a Virgo rising. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have no other choice. You know what I'm saying? And then I have Saturn aspects. I got my sun in the 10th house. But I can still see and understand and relate to other Cancers who I've come across who aren't as mature as me, but I can still see from their perspective and understand why that is. You know what I mean? Because I used to be like that when I was younger, but I'm trying to understand why as an adult you are, you know, they behave in ways where I was behaving as a teenager, but I can understand, you know what I'm saying? So again, especially as a Cancer, it has a lot to do with their foundation. And when you see that Cancer probably didn't have like a good foundation, because you could say, oh, well, they have a family that loves them or a family that spoils them, A lot of my females will complain about male Cancers. You know what I'm saying? They mama boys and stuff like that. And a lot of times they are. And a lot of times that be why. Like, that be the problem. Like, their moms kind of always played almost like the woman in they, like the girlfriend in their lives. You know what I mean? The moms may have spoiled them and coddled them, but they never, you know, the moms probably tended to always, again, like I said, take on their responsibilities. And especially as a son, moms love their sons, right? So a lot of times, especially if you a Cancer male, you know what I'm saying, who's very spoiled or comes across as very entitled in that way, a lot of times that's what it be like. And people who be saying, you know, they be mama boys and stuff, yeah, because a lot of times they mamas don't be, you know, they don't be, they'll look at the Cancer as if they need help, so they'll do it for them. But within that doing, you have to, because it's just like a child, right? First of all, you shouldn't be doing that to no adult. But, you know, parents tend to coddle their children sometimes for a little longer than they should. But as speaking as in kid terms, right? Let's say this is, okay, as a child, this is a Cancer child, right? Okay, now you can help your child, right? You can do certain things for your child that you know that they won't be able to do or, you know, finish for themselves. But within doing that, especially a Cancer child, it's important to tell that child and teach that child within, you know, doing it, hey, this is how you do it. This, you know what I'm saying? Show them how to do it. Teach them how to do that, how to do it. Instill in them how to do things and take care of things on their own. Don't just do it for them and then that's all you show them. And then a lot of times motherfuckers will be mad as hell and frustrated while they doing it, while they helping out a cancer, while they taking on the cancer's responsibilities. And they'll be mad at the cancer and this and that. Yet, do you ever tell the cancer? Don't just argue with them. But I mean, do you actually teach this cancer, hey, you know, this is how you do it. This is how you know what I'm saying? Or hey, that's not okay. You know, like you almost gotta like re-raise the you almost gotta re-raise the cancer. Like seriously. You have to reteach that cancer. You know, and a lot of times, again, going back to what I said, especially as, you know, entitled cancer, spoiled, you know, male cancers or whatever, a lot of times their parents or their moms did not do that for them. They probably just cleaned up, you know, cleaned their dirty clothes for them, you know, cleaned up their shit for them, you know what I'm saying, did a lot of things for them. So then as the cancer grew up and got older, he felt like that's how almost like he starts to see the world like, well, my mama did it for me, you know what I'm saying, or my family did it for me, you know what I'm saying, they always took care of me, they always did everything for me. I never really had any type of responsibilities for myself. So then when he gets into relationships and stuff like that, you know, that might be the thing that attracts him initially to a woman, you know, the caregiver in her, you know what I'm saying, the way that she can take care of him. But the woman not knowing that, no, he really looking at you like his mom. He's really looking at you exactly like, well, no, my mom or the woman in my family, they took care of me. They would do everything for me. So then that's how the cancer will start to treat and act with you, because the women in his life never taught him, hey, it's not this, when you do this, you're projecting. When you act like this, that's immature. You have to learn balance. You have to learn how to this and that and that. The women in his life probably never really taught him that. You know what I'm saying? You know, so when he gets into relationships with a woman, his perception of what it means to be loved, right? Or what love is all warped. So that's just an understanding. That's just to give y'all a little breakdown and better understanding of, you know, if you are this cancer or if you have came across one, you know, or you trying to learn how to deal with one now. Okay, immature cancer, again, it's all about the foundation. And a lot of times these people probably did not grow up with strong foundations instilled within them. Okay, so if you love one enough and you willing to deal with it, then I would just tell you, like I said, you just be ready to, you know, re-raise this cancer. That's basically what you're doing, you know. But don't do it out of frustration. You got to do it with love. But first comes understanding. All right. Love y'all. Peace. Transforming, putting that to my old ways. Grandma light me up like a blunt on